Good morning. It's currently 5:20 a.m. I'm making my pre-workouts and my hydration, because if there's a time when I'm going to need pre-workout, it's going to be at 5:20 in the morning. So it's an early morning session because I've got work later. I'm on a late shift. So I want to get it out the way so I know, because it's my priority. I always make sure I'll get it in at any time, like any way I can, even if that means an early morning session. So that's what we're doing, and I'm taking you along the ride because we've got legs, and we're going to hit some arms at the end because weak points and shit, yeah. So this is my pre-workout, and I'll drink this before I get to the gym, and this is my hydration. A few people have asked me what it's kind of for, just kind of like electrolytes, so just to replenish what I lose, but I find it also helps with the pump as well if you're more hydrated. So if you're lacking pumps in your life, get some of this, and I will see you at the gym. So that one got here, stretched, mobilised. Now I'm just going to start with a bar because it's cold. I need to warm up efficiently. So I've done some warm-up weights. I'm now on my first working set, which is 95 for 5. This is my second working set. This is 105 for 3. Might see I've moved the safeties up a bit. I know I've got this weight, it's just always be conservative, especially if you're lifting on your own. I don't fancy dying this time in the morning. You know, you're going to look smarter if you use safeties. Don't be an idiot. This is my last working set. This is 115, as many reps as possible. I'd like 3, 4, if I'm wishful thinking. But if I can get it up, that's good enough for me. That's what he said. Oh, God. Misfired on that one. Let's go again. Right, so just as a bit of a back bouncer, I'm just going to incorporate some high bar, because I squat mainly low bar, some high bar close stance squats. I've dropped the volume, dropped the weight, so I'm just going to do high volume, so just try and bang the reps out, just to get a bit of blood flowing around there. Alright, this is my second working set. Again, fairly conservative weight, just going for high reps. Alright, so I'm on my third working set of dumbbell remaining deadlifts, and I'm supersetting it with Ottoman curls, just because I'm a little bit pressed for time, because I did side arms today, so I'm just incorporating it. So superset is when you do 2 different exercises back to back with no rest period in between, usually for different body parts, so you're not fatiguing yourself. Not sure what's happened to my strap. So yeah, let's do it. Fuck me. Right, this is my first set of unilateral leg extensions. Drop the volume, high reps, aiming for hypertrophy. Slowing down the contraction, really focusing on the squeeze at the lengthened part of the rep. to make sure you can press your traps. Don't want your traps coming into play here. Right, so on my way home. Gym is done for the day. It's in there a little bit longer than I'd like, but again, I'm kind of I added a little bit on to the end. Well, what should be the end for like my weak points. So I'm just, obviously I've stated before, I'm trying to bring up my arms, my delts. So yeah, I would have added, usually I add them on to the end, but just because I was a little bit pressed for time, just because I want to get home, shower and get some sleep before work, I just supersetted them. I did mention in one of my exercises, I think it's the RDLs, basically a superset is where you do 2 different exercises back to back with no minimal to no rest periods in between. Usually people correlate it's going to be 2 different body parts, because obviously you're fatiguing one and then you're going to be fatiguing another, but you can do 2 of the same body part if you want. A lot of people do. It just depends on preference. I personally prefer to do 2 separate body parts because, again, fatigue, you're not going to perform your best if you're fatiguing one muscle, then you're jumping straight into the same muscle group but a different exercise. But if that's your goal, cool, go for it. But I prefer to do, 2 different body parts, but again, personal preference. So yeah, supersets are good if you press for time, you're trying to reduce rest periods, you're trying to just amp up exercise intensity. But yeah, they're good for fatiguing muscle as well. So it's another way to kind of think about progressively overloading. You haven't always got to just increase weight. There are many ways to progressively overload. You can increase weight, you can add pauses, you can do tempo, so increase the tempo. So say on a squat, instead of just going straight down, you might do a 3-second tempo, so you're slowing it down on the negative. You can add resistance bands. There's loads of ways you can progressively overload an exercise rather than just increasing weight. Because if you're at a point where you can perform a set well at a certain weight, but you're struggling to increase the weight and perform well in that set with increased weight, again, you might want to think about progressively overloading another way. So again, that could be by pausing, tempo, there's lots of ways. So it's just something to think about if you're struggling to increase weight on a certain exercise, say bench, you're struggling to increase the weight, and you're looking for other ways to progressively overload with the view of finally increasing the weight at some point. You're adding stress onto your body without having to increase the weight, so your body's still adapting. So say for bench, for example, you can do pause bench press, you can do tempo bench. So instead of just going 1, 2, you'll do 1, 2, 3 up. There's loads of ways you can add resistance bands to the bars.
there's absolutely loads of ways you can progressively overload without increasing the weight. So yeah, it's something to think about in the next time you go into the gym. You know, there's always ways to train smart. The one thing I've definitely learned recently is training with intensity, like you see bodybuilders do, professional athletes as well, not just bodybuilders, first thing that comes to fucking mind, is definitely a learned skill. And I've definitely, even now, I'm you know 11 years into the game, something like that, and even now I'm still learning to push my body that extra bit, and it feels amazing. You know, my body's responding amazing at the minute. You have got to be in the right mindset, but I see so many people just kind of just go through the you know, the set, nowhere near failure, just kind of you know, wishfully going through it, no intensity, and they're like, yeah, I'm done. I'm probably not done, because you've just, you know, you could have got another 5-10 reps on that. You know, you had another 3 reps in reserve on that. That's not going to failure. You know, if you want muscle or size, you need to go to failure. You need to be working the muscle, and especially as you train more and more and you become more experienced, you have to really fight for muscle. And I've experienced that myself, especially being a woman as well. I'm not saying you can't gain muscle as a woman, you can, but when, you know, I'm over a decade into the game, you have to really fight and work for it, and that's what I don't see a lot of people do. So yeah, training with intensity, with that real fucking intensity where you know you are fucking close to tears on that last rep, you can't do anymore, is definitely a learned skill. It's something that doesn't come easy. So when you see people, you know, grunting, growling, fucking screaming, going to failure, you know, have a bit of respect for that, because they are really pushing themselves. And I'm not on about, you know, the dickheads that go around screaming in the gym, you know, the ones that are just, you know, being twats. I'm on about, you know, the ones with the passion for it, that do push themselves. And you will learn to recognise that, and you will learn to respect that, and that's something I've definitely come to respect more. Because training with intensity, it's not easy. It's really not easy when your mind's kind of telling you to stop, but you know you can go an extra 1 or 2 reps, and it's starting to kind of, you know, it's starting to hurt. The pump's real, the skin's tight, and you know you can get another 1 to 2 reps. It's hard. It's really hard to kind of surpass that. But yeah, it's a learned thing, and I hope I can kind of motivate or inspire someone to get in the gym and really train with that intensity. Hey, I'm still learning now. I'm still learning to kind of block my mind out now. But if I can get you back in the gym and chasing that, honestly, fuck weight for a minute. Just go in and really, you know, fight for that. You want to be going. You want to fucking mind what your mind says, because your body can take more. So this is it for this video. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Please like this if you've watched it and you do find it motivating, inspiring, whatever. Drop a comment if you do, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. So I know people like this. Again, this is just my journey. I enjoy making videos. It's kind of cool